Good morning, family. This is Ricky, and welcome to Hope for Today. We're back in Galatians 5. We're talking about the fruit of Christmas, the fruit of the Holy Spirit. Oh man, we spent the last 3-4 days kind of defining this, setting up a framework for how to understand what the fruit of the Spirit is, how the fruit of the Holy Spirit happens, right? How to think about it. And now we get to kind of tiptoe into the actual fruit: love and joy and peace, patience, kindness, and goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I've always found it interesting, as have many a scholar, that love is first. 1 Corinthians 13, Paul would say that love bears all things, hopes all things, believes all things, that abides faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And it's very interesting that the same writer would say, before he mentions all of the other fruit of the Spirit, that love comes first. And I think that's incumbent for us to reckon with, because I think it's his way of saying that if these fruit do not emanate from a heart and a posture of love, that the remaining fruit have no context. Does that make sense? In other words, love ought to be the umbrella underneath which or over which all of the other fruit are housed. The whole idea is that, yes, I'm going to be joyous because it comes from a heart of love, right? I'm going to show you patience because I have a heart of love. I'm going to show you kindness because I had a heart of love. And remember, these are just copying and pasting the virtues of Jesus, i.e., Jesus showed us patience because he loved us. Jesus showed us kindness because he loved us. So it's interesting that we come to love first. It's the Greek word agapao, or it's the noun form, so it's agape. Here in the original Greek, the verb is agapao, which means to love. This love is, you've heard preachers say this before, it's the love of God, or godly love. It is the grandest love. It is the most encompassing love. There are other loves in the Bible, right? There's eros, which is kind of like a marital, or we get the word erotic from that, okay? We made it dirty, but in the Bible it's not dirty. It's a romantic love, right? There is phileo, which is a fellowship, a brotherly love. But here's the granddaddy of them all. It's agape love. It is the love of God, which most essentially is sacrificial and unconditional, tangibly expressed love. The closest word we have is benevolence. Benevolence is when you give someone something who needs it. Translation, watch it now. Benevolent love is not just a love that is spoken or felt, but is visibly and tangibly and sacrificially shown. Paul is saying that's the love of the Holy Spirit. Watch this now. It is not a love that is merely spoken. It is not even a love that is merely felt. That's eros. This is a love that is visibly and tangibly and expressively shown. Now, why am I having to hammer this nail as hard as I am? It's because ours is a culture that says if you feel it, it's real. Oh, come on, somebody. Let's have some church this morning. Ours is a love that paints the pictures of the beautiful movie scenes, and there they are, and this is Tom Cruise looking across at the girl, and she looks at him, and she says, "Stop it. You had me at hello," right? Like this is just, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so real. That ain't real. It's felt, but it ain't real. It ain't real till he marries her, puts a ring on it, gets a job, pays that house note, raises those children, buys clothes. Who am I talking to today? It's easy to talk about love, but can you show it? And what I want us to feel today is that God has called us to some relationships, and God has called us to some situations whereby you need to reckon with the fact as to whether or not the people around you are hearing about your love or seeing your love. And God is saying, I didn't have the love for you that stopped at speech and stopped at feeling, but I showed it to you. And Jesus stretched his arms and died. My point is this. People in your life may be hearing about your love, and they may know that you feel your love, but do they see this in you? Because the Bible here is suggesting that the Holy Spirit's love is a disconnect when you're just talking about it. and when the people around you are never seeing it. This is an ouchie today. It just is. But I'm asking Jesus today, Lord, Father, would you bless me in such a way that April can see that I love her? Jesus, would you do something in my soul where Camden and Grant and Andy, they can see their daddy's love? Jesus, would you bless me to be a blessing to my co-workers so they can see my love? Because God, yours was a love that was seen, not just said and not just felt. That's hope for today. Let's give everybody some hope for today with our love. I'll see y'all next time.